to us a little bit more about the commemoration of Joe Slovo and, of course, other issues involving the SACP. The party's first Deputy General Secretary, Mapaila, very good evening to you, and thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us.
Thank you very much, and good evening to the viewers.
Perhaps let's first start with the comments that you as the SACP have made about the ANC and your support for them, the conditions that you've set. Could you please just outline what your deal breakers will be if you say you will commit to supporting them?
The primary focus is to make sure that we defend our transformation agenda, which we have accepted to be led by the ANC in terms of the liberation progress. And therefore, the ANC winning elections is critical at this point in time to sustain the initiatives we have started since 1994 to transform South Africa, to improve the lives of our people, the majority of them, which of course benefited significantly under the ANC leadership. But of course we have said we have committed some mistakes along the way, and we need to rectify those mistakes. And the ANC therefore has to put a credible list of very reliable and honest public representatives across the board. And we have put the condition of fighting corruption as critical. Having upright individuals being our candidate as one of the fundamental conditions. That is why we've accepted the framework to vet all those members who are on the list that we have participated over the weekend as the alliance, to ensure that we have people that can be trusted by South Africans, but also can be trusted by the value system of the ANC itself, which is about selfless serving of the people.
Let's reflect on some of those characteristics that you raised, especially mirroring what Joe Slovo, his vision was for South Africa as a country. Reflect on that for us, please. What would you then consider your interpretation of what would be in line with Joe Slovo's vision, and what would be true to you as a party at this stage?
Joe Slovo will want an egalitarian or an equal society across the board, a society of people without poverty, of people who live well, who have access to water, to cleaning services, to electricity, to schooling facilities, to health services, to food and to shelter. That will be his primary focus. And we see that whilst we have made great achievements in that regard, particularly in education, in health, and so forth, even in housing, we have built 4.7 million houses for the poor in this country free of charge. No other government in the world has achieved that. We still have difficult, serious problems of housing challenges in the country. But at the same time, you would have wanted to see a more united South Africa that is non-racial, because as you know, Joe Slovo was a white comrade who fought on the side of the black majority. And he gave his entire life, actually, his first wife, Comrade Ruth First, who was an activist in her own right, was killed by the apartheid government in Mozambique as a way of also punishing her as well as punishing Slovo, who was Chief of Staff of Umkhonto we Sizwe and Head of Special Operations at the time. So you could see his selfless service to the cause of the majority of the people of this country was unquestionable. And he gave his life throughout to the cause of our country. And therefore, he remains an important figure in the liberation struggle of our people.
As a matter of curiosity, though, there was a time when relations were rather strained between the SACP and the ANC, or within the whole alliance partnership, and the issue of running it alone for the general elections came up several times. And I'm wondering, why is the SACP not continuing or pursuing that line? Is it because there's greater faith in the ANC now and your collective ideals?
There's been a change of heart in the ANC, even a change of doing things, which we appreciate. There's a new process of reconfiguring the way the alliance operates, and we are continuing to engage in that particular process. But at the same time, there's been a commitment to fight against corruption, for instance. President Cyril Ramaphosa, as the head of the ANC, has shown that particular commitment, and the entire leadership collective of the ANC, and that's also what was confirmed to us over the weekend. He has instituted very important government procedures, for instance, investigations, a special investigation unit, SIU, to investigate wide areas of corruption, whether it's in the PIC and others. He has intervened in ESCOM, he has intervened in SAS, he has intervened in the intelligence services. These are the areas that we have complained about greatly, which led to the State Capture Commission and the Zondo Commission, which was also established. So it is because of all of these interventions that we felt that it is important that we give the ANC one more chance. Of course, ourselves, we are members of the ANC in our own right, and we felt that if we go on our own at this point in time, we may actually divide our movement when it actually needs more unity, and we need to reach out to all our people, including those who have lost faith sometimes in the conduct of some of the behaviors of members of the ANC or public representatives that have besmirched the image of the ANC, that they should come back and work together to correct the wrongs ourselves and make sure that the ANC is straightened up.
I'll go back to what your deal breakers will be, because as is SACP, you are very strong in coming out about certain individuals. You spoke about Joe Slovo reflecting on how he would hate to see those at the lower rung of the economic ladder being disempowered because of theft or grand corruption. What have you decided about those demands that you made? Because some of those people have made it onto the ANC list.
The list is not yet finalized. There's still going to be a vetting process, an integrity process, which will be overlooking the entire list process. So what we've just accepted was the democratic process, internal democratic process, that have allocated certain leaders and members of the ANC into particular positions. When this is finished, the list will then be taken to the integrity process for vetting. And then they can then come to me and say, solely you can't stand because of 1, 2, 3 things, and they remove
How will you force matters if people that you don't approve of make it onto that list? That
will be insisted upon, and we've made it one of the major preconditions. We can't have corrupt individuals on our list. They have to be removed. And those that have also been removed by the state system or the legal system cannot be on our list. That can happen, and there's commitment from the leadership of the ANC at the NEC level, as well as the alliance leadership, to make sure that we clean up those. So if you like, the conditions will be fighting against corruption, making sure that our people selflessly serve our people, and ensuring that there's economic recovery that all of us should work towards.
In a word, if they make it onto the list, do you withdraw your support?
At this moment, we can't withdraw our support. We have to remove them. We have to find a mechanism to remove them from the list.
All right, thank you very much. Soli Mapaila is the SACP's first Deputy General Secretary. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Now